Good morning. Nice to be back with you all this morning. If you have a bolster this morning, it might be great to pop that next to your mat for one of the poses we're going to work with a bit later, but it's not essential, or you could grab some cushions or a couple of pillows. So yes, if you have a bolster, feel free to grab that. And I thought we might start lying down this morning, but if you would like to stay seated, that's absolutely fine. So just choose whether you'd like to lie down. Perhaps if you've got the bolster, you could even pop that under your knees or just stay in a seated position. Perhaps sighing the breath away as you arrive on your mat. Nice to remember the beautiful words of Judith Hanson Lassiter, a well-known yoga teacher and yoga therapist. She said, yoga is an embodied practice of letting go. So as you arrive on your mat, you might like to just bring this to your awareness, an embodied letting go practice. And I thought we might commence our practice this morning just with a minute of silence. So just time to gather yourself and note how you are feeling in mind and body. If you had to score your energy levels out of 10 this morning, 1 being virtually no energy, 10 being full of energy, what score would you give yourself without attaching a judgment to this? So sometimes we may think that a particular state of being is here to stay permanently. We feel heavy and lethargic or consumed with sadness or grief or rage. Or perhaps we feel full of energy, light, joyful. No matter what our current experience, it's important to remind ourselves of the impermanence of all states of being. So whatever sensation or emotion or energy level you are experiencing right now, you might like to whisper to yourself quietly, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. I'd like to begin our session this morning with a beautiful story about the writer Franz Kafka. Some of you may have heard this story before. In 1923, the renowned Bohemian novelist and short story writer Franz Kafka, who never married and had no children, was strolling through a park in Berlin when he chanced upon a very distressed young girl who had just lost her favourite doll. She and Kafka looked for the doll without success, And then Kafka suggested that they meet there the next day to look again. When they still had not found the doll the next day, Kafka gave the girl a letter written by the doll that said, "Please do not cry. I have gone on a trip to see the world. I'm going to write to you about my adventures." Thus began a story that continued to the end of Kafka's life. When they would meet, Kafka read aloud his carefully composed letters of adventures and conversations about the beloved doll, which the girl found enchanting. Finally, Kafka read her a letter of the story that brought the doll back to Berlin, and he then gave her a doll he had purchased. "This doesn't look at all like my doll," she said. Kafka handed her another letter that explained, "My trips, they have changed me." The girl hugged the new doll and took it home with her. A year later, Kafka died. Many years later, the now grown-up girl found a letter tucked into an unnoticed crevice in the doll. The tiny letter, signed by Kafka, said, "Everything you love is very likely to be lost, but in the end, love will return in a different way." So in our practice this morning, you might like to reflect on this idea that the more we cling, the more pain and suffering we experience. Whether we cling to a certain state of being, wanting to stay young, look young, or whether we cling to our partners, our friends, our pets, or to material possessions, or to life itself. All spiritual traditions teach us that it is this grasping and clinging that causes suffering and pain. So this morning, I invite you to work with the phrase, "This too shall pass," as a way of inviting an attitude of surrender and also trust that by letting go and not desperately holding on, we actually open ourselves up to the possibility of greater ease and internal peace, rather than inner agitation and angst. So if you're in a seated position, I'll invite you now to come to lie down on your mat. I'm going to come back to meet you on my mat. And we're just going to start by drawing the knees in towards the chest. Just make sure that your head, neck, and spine are in a straight line. So just have the hands on your knees. And as we inhale, just going to straighten the arms. So let the knees move way away from the body. And then as we exhale, we draw the knees in. You might even like to lift your head if that's okay for your neck. So as we inhale, we straighten the arms, we move the thighs, the knees away. And as we exhale, we draw the knees in. If you can, the knees are together, but if that causes discomfort, they can be apart. So let's do a few more of these. Inhale, straighten the arms. And as you exhale, draw the thighs, the knees in, perhaps lifting the head. Let's do a couple more of these. Make sure the back of the neck is long. Good, and then just keep a hand on each knee and we'll make some nice slow circles in the air with our knees. So working into our hip joints. And reverse. Good. And come back to center and just circling the feet now, working into your ankle joints. And reverse. Good. And then we'll just give the hands, the wrists, the feet, the legs a bit of a shake. Let the ankles be floppy, the feet floppy, a little bit faster. Good. And then again, just draw the knees in. Exhale, all breath. Now on the next inhale, let's take the legs up towards the sky, arms lifting up and overhead. And exhaling, draw the knees in. Again, option to lift the head. So two more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now stretching the legs along the mat, breathing in, lengthening the arms all the way up overhead, point your toes. And exhale, lower the arms down. Again, breathing in. And breathing out. Now this time when you take the arms overhead, let's leave them there. And we'll move into our banana pose. So we'll walk both feet over to the bottom right-hand corner of the mat and hands over to the top right-hand corner of the mat, creating that lovely C shape with the body. Feet are flexed, chin tucking forward. So you can hold the stretch like this, or you can cross the left ankle over the right and you can hold the left wrist with the right hand. Just sending the breath into that left side of the body. Long, smooth inhalation. And long, smooth exhalation. And then releasing, come back to center, walk the feet over to the bottom left-hand corner, hands over to the top left-hand corner, feet are flexed, chin tucking forward. So again, you can stay like this or cross the right ankle over the left, hold the right wrist, and breathe. Good. Come back to center. Release your arms down and take a breath. All right, so we're going to work with a twist now lying on our side. This is our clock twist. So come over to the right side. So you're lying on your right side. You can grab a little pillow for the side of the head if that's helpful. And then we're going to bend the leg. So the left knee is resting on top of the right and the left palm is on top of the right palm. So imagining we are a giant clock. And as we inhale, we're going to take the left arm above the head. And as we exhale, circle that arm around to the left. Keep exhaling all the way down, crossing over the left hip. So breathing in, circling the arm all the way up above the head. And exhale around to the left side, down over that left hip. So if it's a bit strong, keep going. As you take that left arm out to the side, you can let the left knee lift away from the right knee. But if you're enjoying this and you want to intensify the action, then you just keep those knees squeezing together and you can draw them up a little closer towards your right armpit. Synchronizing this movement with your breath. And then the next time that left arm moves out to the left side, let's hold the twist. So the arms are out to shoulder height, palms facing up. Knees might be squeezing together, or you can let that left knee lift to ease off a little bit, trying to allow those shoulders to drop down towards the floor. And just gazing up towards the sky. Face is relaxed, mouth free of tension. And breathe. Good. And then on the next exhale, bring that left arm down over the left hip and back to the right palm. All right, so let's swap sides now. So we'll come to lie on our left side, right knee on top of left, right palm on top of left palm. A little bit of support for the side of the head if that's helpful. And then when you're ready, we'll start inhaling that right arm above the head and exhale out to the side. Keep exhaling as you cross over that right hip. Breathing in, nice slow circles. So beautiful opening for our shoulder as well as a twisting movement. Good, and then on your next exhalation, allow that right arm to come out to the right side. Arms are at shoulder height, palms facing up. Knees are either squeezing together or right knee lifting up a little bit. Trying to relax that right shoulder down towards the floor. Skin of the face soft. Again, you might like to just note what's going on inside, how you're feeling. And then perhaps saying to yourself, this too shall pass. And then after your next exhalation, let that right arm come back over the right hip and bring it back to rest on the left palm. And then we're going to release. We're going to come into extended child. Arms extending forward. And when you come into position, start to focus on your breath and see if you can allow the exhalations to be a little bit longer than the inhales. And perhaps a little pause at the end of the exhale. Might just be a second, it might be a few seconds. So the breath also can teach us about impermanency. We will never breathe that same breath again. So at the moment we're going to move into cat. And if you'd like to join with me, we'll chant Om as we come back into child. And we're going to rest for a breath in between each round. So let's try 5 of these. So exhale all breath. And then breathing in. So coming up onto all fours. And rest for a breath. 4 more. Inhale. Two more. And then gently come up onto all fours. Any trouble with your wrists, you might make fists with the hands or try turning the fingers out to the side. So working with a variation of tiger now, just a bit more leg and hip work. So as we inhale, knees are together, we're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest. And as we exhale, extend the leg back, trying to keep the hips square. Inhale, knee comes to shoulder, and exhale, we lower. So inhale, knee to forward, exhale back, knee to shoulder, and down. Let's try one more. Knee to forward and back, knee to shoulder, and down. So other side, left knee in and back, trying to keep the hips square, knee to shoulder, and down. Knee to forward, back, to the shoulder, down. Last one. Good. Come back into extended child. Inhale up onto all fours, tuck your toes into down face dog pose. Now we'll have a bit of a diagonal stretch here. So pushing forward into the right palm and back into the left foot. So bend the right leg. And breathe. So again, see if you can allow the exhalations to be a little bit longer than the inhalations. Perhaps a slight pause at the end of the exhale. And then swap sides. Bend the left leg, pushing back into the right foot, forward into the left palm. And breathe. Good. And then let's come down onto our knees and just rest in your favorite version of child. Again, whatever you are currently experiencing, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. All right, let's come up into down face dog pose once again. Inhale onto your knees, tuck your toes. Exhale. And this time if you'd like to, not if there's any wrist or shoulder issues, but if that's all okay, you might like to rest the right hand on your sacrum. Keep breathing. And then swap it over. Lower them down. And coming down onto the knees. And again, resting in your favorite version of child. All right, we're going to have a go at a little flowing sequence which combines tiger with the three-legged dog. If this is a little bit strong this morning or not what you feel is right for you this morning, you could just work with a bit more tiger or just some cat, child, that flowing sequence instead. If you're not sure, I haven't done this for ages, so feel free to watch the first one. So knees are together, hands are directly under the shoulders. As we breathe in, we draw the right knee in towards the forehead. And as we exhale, extend the leg back. On the next inhale, we tuck the left toes. And as we exhale, we lift into the three-legged dog. On the next inhale, we carefully lower that left knee down. And the exhale lowers the right knee. So that's one. So if you'd like to come along with me, otherwise modify what you're doing. So this time left knee comes in. Exhale, take the leg back. Tuck the toes. Inhale. Exhale. Lowering the right knee carefully and lowering the left knee. So let's try two more to each side. Right knee comes in. Take it back. Inhale, tucks the left toes. Exhale, three-legged dog. Carefully lower the left knee and the right. Left knee in. Take it back. Tuck the right toes. Three-legged dog. Lower the right knee and the left. Right knee in, back. Tuck the left toes. Lifting up. Lower the left knee. Down. Left knee in and back. Tuck the right toes. Lifting up. Lowering the right knee and lowering the left. Beautiful. Let's grab our bolsters or our pillows if you have them and come into a supported child and take a rest. Lengthening the exhalations here and perhaps a little pause at the end of the exhale. Go, letting go, letting go. Bending the head the other way. Slowly coming up. Pop that out of the way. Come onto your knees. We're going to work with some kneeling salutes. So either in a low kneel or you might be up high. And again, we'll come back to our Om chant on the last exhale. We'll chant Om, if you'd like to join with me. And then again, we'll pause for a breath in between each round. So just slowing it down a little bit more this morning. So we're going to do 5 of these. So let's just exhale all breath to begin. And then breathing in. Inhale, cat, tuck your toes, down face dog pose. Back into cat and child. Sliding on the floor, low cobra, back into child. Take a breath. 4 more like this. Two more. Couple of breaths. These two shall pass. Hands. We're going to come up to stand, so just take your time. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose, feet hip width, shoulders releasing back and down, palms are facing forward, your palms are soft and relaxed. Might like to just close the eyes for a moment and breathe. Noticing what's going on inside without judgment. And we're going to start our standing poses with ragdoll. Very, very slow forward fold. The eyes can be open or closed. The legs can stay straight or they can bend as you come forward. So we'll take a deep breath in here. And on the exhalation, just tilting the head to look down. And then letting the shoulders roll forward. Slowly allowing gravity to draw you down. The arms flop forward, don't hold them back close to the body. Let the face relax. Like to sway a little bit from side to side. Have a look at your toes, make sure they're not gripping the mat. Let them be long and flat and relaxed. And then we'll slowly come up. Back into Tadasana, but just taking your time, no hurry. Breathing. And then we're going to move into ragdoll once again. So in your own time, deep breath in. And exhaling. Let's sway. Just be still. Blow the breath out through the mouth. Slowly. Let's move into tree pose, Vrikshasana. So we'll shift the weight into the left foot. If you're feeling a bit wobbly, you might have a hand on a chair or a table or a wall. And we're going to pick up the right foot, so either on top of the left or to the ankle or to the upper thigh. Hands into Jana Mudra. And we'll raise the arms out to the side. So index finger and thumb joined. Lowering the arms down. Release back into Tadasana for a breath or two. And then we'll shift the weight into the right foot and pick up the left. Raising the arms. Release. Back into Tadasana. Again, take a breath or two. All right, let's work with some squats. So we're going to have the feet together, hold on to the opposite elbow, and we're going to start off with 21 little squats. So you can count to yourself. When you finish, release the hands, sigh the breath away, and then we take the feet hip width. So again, holding onto the opposite elbow. And now we're doing 14, a little bit slower. Trying to get the spine as upright as possible. And when you finish, release, perhaps sighing the breath. Legs wide, toes turned out. Opposite elbow. So now we do 7, a little bit slower again. Face relaxed, shoulders soft. All right, let's take the legs wide and we're going to work with Trikonasana triangle and then move into warrior 2 and dancing warrior. So we'll turn the left toes around, right toes in, lining up your left heel with the arch of the back foot. And then let's breathe in, raise the arms, turn to the left. As we exhale, we lean over and take the hand down. This top hand may be on your hip if that's better for your shoulder, or we're extending that arm up. And then depending on our neck, we might look down to the left big toe forward, or some of you might look up towards that right thumb. And breathe. Bring the head to center. Inhale, come up, turn back to the left. And now we're bending the left leg. So Virabhadrasana 2, option to rest the hands on the hips. Again, if that's better for your shoulder. Otherwise, the arms are in a straight line and we're gazing along that left middle finger. And then inhale, turn that left palm up, windmill the arms backwards, dancing warrior. Inhale and release. Let's try the other side. It's a sirens outside. So lining up your right heel with the arch of the back foot, breathing in. So first of all, Trikonasana, turning to the right, breathing out. Take the right arm down, so top hand on your hip or extending the arm up. Either looking to your big toe, forward or up towards that left thumb. Good. Now bring the head to neutral. Inhale, come up, turn to the right, bending that right leg. Virabhadrasana 2. Soften the shoulders, gazing along that right middle finger. Good. And then inhale, turn that right palm up, windmill the arms backwards, dancing warrior. Inhale. And exhale. Let's step the feet together and come to the backs of your mat. So standing into Tadasana at the back of the mat, hands in Namaskar Mudra. Might like to close the eyes, sigh the breath away. Soften the shoulders, soften the skin of the face. So in a moment, we're going to work with our devotional salutes. We're going to work through 5 rounds. And the first round I would like us to dedicate to Anne, who has been practicing yoga with us for many, many, many years and joining these Zoom sessions every Tuesday for quite a while, and is in hospital at the moment. Even if you don't know Anne, I invite you to just repeat her name to yourself a few times and drop the name Anne into your heart space. So each round we're going to dedicate to someone, and this first round is to Anne. And on the last exhalation of this sequence, if you'd like to join with me, we'll chant Om, and we'll pause again in between each round. So dedication to Anne. Just exhale all breath, release the arms down. Inhale. Touching your forehead, your heart, and forehead to the earth. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, come to lie down, palms together. Breathe in and bend your arms. Straighten into Sphinx. Straighten. Hands back alongside your chest. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, extended child. Bring your fingers back alongside your knees, tucking your toes. Inhale. Oh. And take a breath. So this second round, I invite you to dedicate to a loved one, someone very dear and precious to you, someone you love very dearly. Exhale, breathe in to your forehead, to your heart, and to the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Arms together, breathe in. Bend the arms. Straighten into Sphinx. Straighten. Hands back alongside your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Dedicating this third round to someone in your life who's very dear to you, who is suffering or who is sick, in pain, perhaps feeling very, very vulnerable, very fragile at the moment. So dedicating this third round to this dear person in your life. Exhale. Inhale. To your forehead, to your heart, and to the earth. Exhale. Breathe in. Bend your arms. Straighten into Sphinx. Straighten. Hands back alongside the chest. Inhale. Breathe in. Dedicating this fourth round to a neutral person. So someone you don't know very well, you may not even know their name. They might make your coffee in the morning, a shop assistant, a neighbour you don't know that well. So dedication to a neutral person. Exhale. Breathe in. Inhale. Bend your arms. Straighten into Sphinx. Straighten. Hands back alongside your chest. Inhale. This fifth and final round dedicating to yourself. Pause. Breathe in. Bend your arms. Straighten into Sphinx. Straighten. The hands, and we're going to come to lie down on our backs. You might like to grab your bolster because we're going to work with a supine twist. If you'd like a little bit of extra support, just pop the bolster next to the right side of you. Legs are bent. Feet can be on the mat or in the air. The arms are at shoulder height. No hurry. When you're ready, a deep breath in. And we'll lower the knees over to the right side. So you don't necessarily need that support, but you might like to use it this morning. Head may turn the opposite way. You might even bring this right hand down to rest on top of the left knee. See if you can lengthen the exhalations. And again, perhaps have a little pause at the end of the exhale before the new incoming breath. Good. Bring the head back to center. Bring the knees back to center. If you're using a bolster, pillows, just pop it on the left side. As you exhale, knees over to the left. Head may turn to the right. And back to center. Just give the knees a bit of a hug and a squeeze. And then stretching the legs out along the mat. Inhale the arms all the way up overhead, pointing your toes. And exhale, lowering the arms down. Let's do this twice more. So breathing in, stretching the arms up overhead. And exhale, lowering the arms. And once more. Good. We're going to go into Shavasana now, relaxation. So feel free to pop the bolster under your knees, cover yourselves with a blanket if you're feeling a little bit cool. If you wear glasses, just popping those to one side. Might like to sigh the breath away. I'd like to just share a passage with you from the Buddhist teacher Stephen Levine. In recognizing the impermanence of each thought, each feeling, each moment of experience, we see there is nothing we can hold to that will give us lasting satisfaction. There is no place where we can solidly plant our feet and say, "This is who I am." It is a constantly changing flow in which, moment to moment, who we think we are is born and dies. To develop a mind that clings to nothing is the path to wisdom. So just take your awareness back to the moment you lay down on your yoga mat this morning and try to recall what was going on for you at that time. How were you feeling? How is the body feeling? And then reflect on how you are feeling right now. Acknowledging that all thoughts, all feelings, all emotions, all states of being are temporary, transient. This too shall pass. So in this pose, Shavasana, the invitation is to drop the solidity of the physical body, the heaviness of your mental and emotional space onto the mat. You are invited to surrender all the bits of yourself and your life that you love and hold so dear into the earth that holds you. To just let go. Shavasana allows us to appreciate the weight of everything that we have, to be conscious of that weight. And then it allows us for a moment to lay that weight to rest. When it is time to come out of the pose, in a sense, to come back to life, we are hopefully rejuvenated, refreshed, and ready to move into a new moment. Perhaps a little lighter, a little freer, and open to new possibilities and opportunities. Very, very slowly now start to deepen the breath, breathing new life into your being, bringing yourself back, aware of the space you are in, your physical body, bringing some movement into your fingers and toes. Have a bit of a stretch. And then rolling over to your side and come up to sit. And we're just going to finish our session this morning with a little meditation. So coming to sit in a comfortable, supportive position, nice, straight, tall spine. You might have your hands in a favorite mudra position. The eyes lightly closed or with a soft downward glance, soft shoulders, perhaps turning the sides of the mouth up slightly. And breathe. So I thought it might be lovely to, again, just send our love, our care, our support to Anne this morning. Again, if you don't know Anne, you might just repeat her name softly to yourself. Drop her name into your heart space. Perhaps visualizing Anne surrounded by a beautiful white, bright white light, a comforting light. If that feels a little bit artificial because you don't really know Anne, you might choose someone else very important to you in your life right now who is also suffering, who is unwell, and picture them surrounded by this beautiful, soothing, calming, shining white light. And then very gently bring the hands together at the heart space. We'll seal our practice with 3 ohms. Exhale all breath. Breathing in. Namaste. Thank you. Love to you all, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.